Viewers, what if I told you that everything we thought we knew about Rowoon and Park Eun might have just taken a completely unexpected turn? What if behind the dazzling smiles, the warm chemistry, and the whispers of admiration, there was something deeper, something real, something that even the most devoted fans never saw coming? Because after the recent family press conference involving Rowoon, the internet can't stop buzzing. What started as a formal and professional family appearance has now turned into one of the most talked about events in Korean entertainment, and all roads somehow lead back to Park Eun. Sit tight, because this story has twists that will keep you breathless until the very end. It all began quietly, just an ordinary scheduled press conference meant to discuss family matters, Rowoon's recent projects, and a few statements about his upcoming activities. But as cameras rolled and microphones hovered, something shifted. Observers noticed Rowoon's father pause mid-speech when reporters brought up Park Eun-bin's name. It was only a second, a brief hesitation, but that moment lit up the internet like wildfire. Fans could feel that there was something unspoken there, something that both the family and Rowoon himself had been carefully protecting. And as soon as Rowoon took the microphone, that suspicion turned into a storm of emotions and revelations no one saw coming. Rowoon started off calmly, thanking everyone for their patience and support, but then he said something that stunned everyone in the room. There are people who enter your life not by chance, but by something much bigger than fate. The tone of his voice was gentle but heavy with meaning. Netizens who watched the live broadcast immediately picked up on it. He didn't name anyone, but fans knew exactly who he was referring to. The online chat flooded with comments. "He's talking about Eun-bin. Oh my god, this is it. He's confirming it without saying it." And while the reporters tried to steer the conversation back to his family, it was Rowoon's mother who dropped the most surprising words of the day. When asked how Rowoon handles the pressure of fame and privacy, she softly smiled and said, "He has someone who keeps him grounded. Someone who reminds him that love can be quiet and still mean everything." That one line sent everyone spiraling. It wasn't a direct confirmation, but it didn't have to be. Fans connected the dots immediately. After all, Rowoon and Park Eun-bin's bond had been one of the most heartwarming and natural partnerships in K-drama history. Their time together filming The King's Affection created a wave of admiration that hasn't died down even years later. The way they looked at each other, the way they laughed during behind-the-scenes moments, it wasn't just acting. It felt alive. And now, this family press conference, which was supposed to be about family business, has thrown the spotlight right back on that connection. Because even though Rowoon tried to deflect questions afterward, his eyes told a different story. When a reporter asked, "Is there someone special who gives you strength during difficult times?" he smiled, hesitated, and simply said, "She knows." That sentence, simple yet loaded with emotion, was enough to send fans into chaos. Comments exploded across every platform. "This is Rowoon's softest confession yet. He's not denying it anymore. Eun-bin, he's definitely talking about you." What makes this even more intriguing is how quiet Park Eun-bin's side has been since the conference. Her agency didn't rush to deny anything, and Eun-bin herself hasn't made any public comment. Usually when rumors spiral this quickly, agencies step in to issue clarifications. But this time, silence. And that silence is speaking volumes. Fans are starting to wonder if maybe, just maybe, the truth is finally slipping through the cracks, revealing what everyone's hearts already believed, that something beautiful has been blossoming between these two stars away from the flashing lights. But it's not just fans speculating. Korean media outlets are now digging deeper, uncovering small but telling details that seem to confirm a deeper connection. Insiders close to Rowoon's family have hinted that Park Eun-bin has been present at private gatherings more than once. A close family friend allegedly revealed Eun-bin has a very warm relationship with Rowoon's family. They adore her. And now that this family press event has brought her name into the public sphere again, people are wondering, has the family been subtly preparing the public for an announcement? Could this have been the softest prelude to a confession that's been years in the making? Viewers, remember how both Rowoon and Park Eun have always emphasized respect and admiration for one another in interviews? That deep sense of mutual understanding has always stood out. Park Eun once said, "Rowoon listens before he speaks. That's something rare and special." Meanwhile, Rowoon once shared in an older interview, "She's someone I can talk to about anything. She makes things feel calm." It's the kind of description that goes beyond co-stars. It sounds like two people who have built something steady, private, and real. And what adds more fuel to the speculation is what happened after the press conference. Eagle-eyed fans spotted Rowoon's car parked near a location that fans claim belongs to one of Park Eun-bin's close friends. That might sound small, but in the world of Korean celebrity culture, where every move is carefully watched, it's a significant detail. It's almost as though, after all the talk, Rowoon needed to go where his heart felt safest. Now, here's where things take an even more unexpected turn. A few days after the press conference, a well-known journalist dropped a cryptic post saying, "Sometimes the truth comes out in the calmest way, through family, not PR." Fans instantly tied this back to Rowoon's event, believing it was a veiled reference to the quiet yet powerful hints that the family let slip. The more people analyze the footage, the clearer it seems that Rowoon's parents' warmth and subtle pride weren't just about his career. They were about someone who's become part of their emotional world. Still, it's important to note how gracefully both Rowoon and Park Eun have handled the ongoing storm of attention. They've never exploited their chemistry for publicity, never staged moments to feed rumors. Their connection has always felt effortless, authentic, and deeply human. That's perhaps why people are rooting for them so passionately. Viewers around the world feel like they're watching a love story unfold, not through statements or paparazzi photos, but through unspoken gestures, shared gazes, and quiet loyalty. Imagine this, dear viewers, two people who found each other in a world of spotlights, choosing to keep their truth private, letting time do the talking. And then, unexpectedly, a family press conference, something meant for entirely different reasons, accidentally opens a door to that hidden truth. It's poetic in its own way. Because sometimes love reveals itself not through grand declarations, but through simple, human moments. A mother's knowing smile, a son's soft confession, and a silence that feels louder than words. Of course, fans are divided. Some believe that this was a deliberate soft reveal, a way for Rowoon's family to ease the truth into the public sphere before an official statement. Others think it was purely accidental, a case of emotions slipping through when least expected. But regardless of which side people take, one thing is clear. This has reignited the fascination around Rowoon and Park Eun like never before. Social media is flooded with nostalgic clips of their The King's Affection moments, fan edits with romantic music, and heartfelt captions like, "They always look like they were meant to be." And truly, can anyone deny it? From the way Rowoon looked at her during press tours, to the way she defended him in interviews, to the genuine laughter they shared off camera, it always felt like their connection went deeper than friendship. Now, with the family's emotional hints out in the open, it's as though the truth has finally found its way to light. But the most touching part, viewers, might be this. When asked later about how he defines love, Rowoon softly replied, "Love is when you don't have to say it for it to be understood." That single sentence has been trending ever since, echoing across fan pages and discussion boards. People are calling it the quietest love confession of 2025. Whether or not they choose to confirm it officially, fans already believe that something powerful is unfolding. A love built on mutual respect, trust, and time. In the days following the press conference, reports emerged that Park Eun had sent flowers to Rowoon's parents, accompanied by a short handwritten note thanking them for their kindness and support. While neither side has confirmed this, insiders claim it's true. And if it is, it's one of the most graceful and touching gestures we've seen in K-entertainment. It shows warmth, connection, and mutual affection, not for the cameras, but for the people who truly matter. So, viewers, as this story continues to evolve, one thing remains undeniable. The spark between Rowoon and Park Eun has once again captured hearts worldwide. Whether it's friendship, love, or something beautifully in between, It's something that can't be ignored. And maybe, just maybe, this family press conference was never a mistake, but rather the universe's gentle way of pulling back the curtain, just a little, to remind us that real connections still exist in a world where everything feels staged. And as we all wait to see how both Rowoon and Park Eun navigate this new wave of attention, one thing is certain. Whatever the truth is, it's wrapped in respect, tenderness, and genuine care. The kind that makes people believe in love again, even if it's quiet, even if it's unspoken. Because sometimes the truth doesn't need an announcement. It just needs a moment of honesty, a glance that lingers too long, or a family's subtle blessing for the world to see what's been there all along. So tell me, viewers, after all this, what do you think? Was the family subtly confirming what fans have long suspected? Or was it a simple moment of warmth that the world turned into something bigger? One thing's for sure, Rowoon and Park Eun-bin's story is far from over. If anything, this is just another chapter in a connection that continues to captivate millions. And no matter what comes next, fans everywhere will be waiting, watching, and believing that sometimes the sweetest love stories are the ones that unfold in silence, only to be revealed when the world is finally ready to see them.